Coming up on KUJH News, spring celebrations are in full bloom. We'll show you how students are celebrating.
KU baseball fans are eating up a tasty deal at the ballpark.
A dog an inning, and it definitely enticed. Dollar dogs will bring us out.
Plus, with severe weather season around the corner, are you storm ready? What you need to know to stay safe this season.
Live from the studio in Stauffer, Flint, this is KUJH News.
Good morning and welcome to KUJH News. I'm Caden Baird.
And I'm Lily Schutzenhofer. Political tensions have continued to rise due to the Trump administration's immigration policies. The Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement have made over 66,000 detentions, resulting in anxiety for many. International students at KU are among those who could be impacted by Trump's policies. KUJH's Taylor Doyle reported last week on the immigration policies and now will tell us how KU is reacting.
More than 500 student visas have been revoked due to the Trump administration's new immigration policies, according to CNN. This is happening regionally as Northwest Missouri State has revoked 43 student visas. Political science professor Gary Reich and a KU international student discussed the impacts of the policies on students. Due to the risk of being identified, the international student's voice is distorted and face is blurred.
The way that the Trump administration's policies are affecting student visas now is they are combing through student visas and they are taking those visas away from us. At this point, over 600 students have lost student visas.
Living your life, having your to be an international student is something that we are aware of, but we didn't really know that we were not going to be able to visit at all. I know a couple of us are even having like nightmares of like getting deported or something like that because we have invested a lot into our education.
I think this is going to have long-term consequences in terms of the climate of intimidation and fear now is really disincentive for anyone thinking about coming to study.
KU's International Support Services encourage students to meet with an ISS immigration advisor. As they said in an email, there is always some level of risk involved with international travel. However, an immigration advisor can help identify relevant risk factors and evaluate their potential impacts. For KUJH News, I'm Taylor Doyle.
Thank you, Taylor. For international students looking for support, KU's International Support Services offers drop-in advising appointments every weekday afternoon in Strong Hall, room 50.
A growing movement is gaining traction nationwide and it's making consistent marks right here in Lawrence. As national debates intensify, locals are hitting the streets with a message they hope reaches Washington. KUJH's Alexi Urban attended the latest local protest.
Since April 5th, the hands-off protests have mobilized millions nationwide, including weekly gatherings here in Lawrence. Participants are speaking out against federal policies they say are undermining democracy and cutting essential services.
We just have so many things wrong right now. But probably my best inspiration is for the marginalized in our communities that are being the most harmed by this administration.
The protests address a range of issues, from cuts to Social Security and Medicare to immigration policies and voting rights. Locally, some residents have already felt the impact.
There is already so much fear of funding, like for example with Just Food here in town has already lost funding, has already had to reduce what they're giving out to people, so there's direct impact already.
Among the concerns is the SAVE Act, which some believe could restrict voting rights.
Mainly it came out today specifically for the SAVE Act. I don't know if it's going to Congress soon, but the House has already voted to pass. That will restrict votes basically for married women. It's basically voter repression in a lot of different ways.
Protesters emphasize the importance of local action influencing national decisions.
Well, the power is in the people. Honestly, we're the ones who vote for House representatives. We're the ones who vote for Congress. We vote for the president. They should be working for us. We pay them too, so they should be working for us.
The hands-off protests in Lawrence continue every Sunday from 12 to 1 p.m. at 9th and Massachusetts Street, providing a platform for community members to voice their concerns. For KUJH News, I'm Lexi Urban.
The weekly protests are expected to continue as legislative developments unfold.
It's another windy day on campus with high pollen levels kicking up some spring allergies, especially for me. Plus, a chance of rain could shake up your evening plans. Sam is here with today's forecast. Sam, how's it looking out there?
Thank you, Lily. Those warm temperatures and wind will be the main stories today. We did have some storms, showers moved through a couple hours ago that really made it muggy outside here in East Kansas. Looking at our current conditions, we're at 74 degrees, dew point is 61, humidity at 64%. With those strong winds out of the south at 17 miles an hour, gusting upwards of 30. And those strong wind gusts will continue through the day today, going hour by hour through the early afternoon. Those wind gusts will stick around in the low 30s, could see a few isolated ones in the mid to upper 30s as well. Clouds will start to move out of our area come the late afternoon hours, with temperatures climbing up near high temperatures of 87 degrees come 4 p.m. Looking at our weekly temperature trend, going to be about 20 degrees above average today. Average this time of year is right around 69. Then come Easter weekend, drop right back down to highs in the upper 50s, then rebound a little bit next week back into those low 70s. Coming up in a few minutes, I will talk about how close we will get to breaking temperature records today. I'll break down the rain chances we have for this Easter weekend, as well as give you a forecast as to how severe weather chances could impact travel for this weekend. Lily?
Thanks, Sam. Hope everyone can get outside and enjoy the sun today.
I had a chance to attend the KU powwow this past Saturday. Here's an in-depth look at the festivities that took place. Capping off more than a week of Indigenous revelry and recognition is the KU Powwow. A powwow is an event that is both a celebration of Native American culture and heritage while also serving as a family gathering. The occasion featured multiple Indigenous vendors, cultural foods such as fry bread, and even a rocket launch was scheduled, though it was later scrapped due to windy conditions. Though kids were able to have some fun with their own rockets, courtesy of KU's very own rocket team, FNL. FNL is part of ACES, a nationwide STEM organization for Indigenous students from kindergarten to college, giving them opportunities to take part in STEM fields and find a community of their own. A community that is just getting its legs at its second year at KU.
None of us are rocket or aerospace majors or rocket scientists in the traditional sense. We're all STEM majors, but kind of coming at it from different angles. So this team in particular gives us a chance to get together all the time and do something together and really kind of like achieve a common goal.
Tucked away in the corner of the Lead Center is the Cherokee basket weaving hands-on demonstration, giving people from all cultural roots an opportunity to learn Indigenous basketry. Across the lawn, the grand entry is beginning in the circle, a way to pay homage to elders, Indigenous servicemen and women, and the Native way of life. Drumming, singing, and dancing are the main festivity after the grand entry. Competitions are held for each age and category ranging from a fancy to a jingle dance, with awards being given to the top 3 participants.
And it takes a lot to get a drum group together and for men to come together and bring their drum to these kind of events. And so it's really empowering to see our men step up and bring that song here to Lawrence, Kansas today, so that way it can make the people dance, make the people feel good, make our hearts feel good.
As the sun went down, a touching and powerful ceremony and dance occurred, honoring Corinne Lemire. A dancer who had a stroke while dancing at last year's powwow returned to the circle to thank and honor those who had supported her and her family. As Corinne believed dance was medicinal, natives also believe laughter is too, as the night ended on a more humorous note as the comical clown dance gave the community a good laugh to remember as they returned home. For KUJH News, Caden Baird. For those who missed the powwow this time around, the celebration is an annual event and will likely be held around the same time next year. Coming up on KUJH News, federal budget cuts are hitting close to home, how the Watkins Museum of History is being impacted and what it can mean for the future, plus whether you're staying local or hitting the road Easter weekend, we've got your weather update.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you. Your identity for life. The University of Kansas. A great place to be you.
Federal cuts are impacting one museum right here in Lawrence. This comes just after the Humanities Council and all 50 states received a letter at the first of the month that the government would be eliminating their share of $75 million in federal funding. Now, the Watkins Museum of History is faced with finding new ways to replace its lost and significant funds. KUJH reporter Sydney Clark joins us live outside the Watkins Museum. And Sydney, how much federal money has the museum received in the last couple years?
Watkins Museum History has relied heavily on federal income. In the last 6 years, they received over $416,000 in federal funding. But when you cut that income and that funding coming in, the museum is left with having to cut the expansion of one exhibit and eliminate one they had in the works. But Executive Director of the museum, Steve Nowak, says they're not headed towards a fiscal cliff just yet.
This is kind of like approaching another pandemic for us. There's just a lot of uncertainty all at once.
Uncertainty on how the museum will replace those missing funds.
You know, it really means we have to kind of look in places where we've never looked before to try to find that funding.
The museum has received federal funding from several different agencies, one of those being the National Endowment for Humanities, where the museum has received 2 grants from, combining for over $125,000.
Without those grants, we need to find other sources of funding. So it's either private donations, grants. Really, when the public sector can't provide funding, you have to go to the private sector.
The museum works closely with Humanities Kansas, a nonprofit that has been around since 1972 and has helped support over 126 Kansas communities. HK distributes those NEH funds that have been suspended.
We had to immediately suspend our grants, so we award grants to organizations all across the state. We've awarded grants here at the Watkins Museum as well, and those were effectively stopped through the suspension of the grant.
Tracy Quillen is the Associate Director at Humanities Kansas and says without their funding, communities all across Kansas will lose out on opportunities to bring people close together through the humanities.
So without our funding, it's a lot of opportunities that they'll lose in programming dollars, and it'll just make it that much harder to create those opportunities in their community.
Had to stop working on its expansion of Indigenous Florence and has had to cancel an event that was set to honor veterans. Lily, back to you.
Thank you, Sydney. Admissions is free to the museum and hours are 10 to 4 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
It looked pretty nice out there, but don't get too comfortable. We might need to keep our umbrellas close heading into the weekend. Sam is back with a look at what to expect.
Very right, Caleb. Those rain chances will pick up, especially tomorrow through Sunday, with the greatest chance being early Sunday morning. Starting out here with our temperature almanac, our record high temperature for today here in Lawrence was 85 degrees, set back in 2004. Our forecast high today, 2 degrees above that at 87. So we'll see if we hit that or not and maybe break a record here in Lawrence today going through this afternoon. Now looking at satellite view now, there's a large swath of cloud cover off to our east, associated with the system that moved through early this morning and late last night. But have my eye on the eastern Nebraska portion is where storms are expected to develop later on today. Temperatures here locally, we're at 75 degrees here in Lawrence, 77 down in Ottawa, 74 out in Topeka, and 73 up in downtown Kansas City, the coolest location on the map. As we head through this evening, those winds will actually increase as the sun goes down. The gusts now through the early afternoon will be in the low 30s, but come 10 p.m. they'll get up into the upper 30s as the temperatures don't really drop that much overnight tonight, but those clouds will start to clear out gradually through the evening. Overnight, we'll have a low just around 61 degrees. Those south winds will keep our temperatures from falling too far. But again, those strong wind gusts may keep you up tonight depending on what direction your window faces. Now going into Easter weekend, tomorrow there is a 30% chance of showers, mainly in the PM hours, high of 72. And then Saturday into Sunday, temperatures drop down into the upper 50s with the shower chances Saturday and Sunday. Now the greatest chance for rain is off to our southeast, but probably get some of the back end rainfall through here Saturday and Sunday. Getting into a little bit of sports weather a bit earlier today for the softball games over the weekend. For the Iowa State game tonight at 4 p.m., 69 degrees with those strong winds. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 56 with the wind sticking around. Then Sunday, clouds will go away, winds north at 9 miles an hour, but toward the end of the game may see a sprinkle or two with that. For baseball, 67 degrees for first pitch against K-State on Friday tomorrow. For Saturday, be 54, strong wind gusts, and Sunday 55, also with the wind gusts and chance of showers, especially Saturday and Sunday. Now, going on to more sports, women's golf in Hockley, Texas looks good, so is women's tennis down in Waco. Kansas relays will probably be impacted by some showers tomorrow and Saturday, so if you're going out to that, be prepared, maybe bring an umbrella out to that event. Same with baseball at Nebraska on Tuesday, but other than that, all the other sports on this list look good to me. Moving on to our 7-day forecast, again, that high temperature of 87 today, you're going to feel like early summer, in fact. Then heading into the weekend, temperatures drop back down with those rain chances entering Friday through Sunday. Monday looks quite good, high of 70 degrees with sunshine. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, looks like we'll have some rain chances return. Caleb?
Thanks, Sam. Honestly, a little rain sounds kind of nice right now. Might even cool things off a bit.
This week, Jewish students across campus are observing Passover. The holiday is the retelling of the Jewish people fleeing enslavement in ancient Egypt. When leaving Egypt, bread did not have time to rise, resulting in matzah. KUJH's Jonah Khan shares how students are celebrating and observing the holiday.
During Passover, campus food options are limited for what Jewish students can eat, so students rely heavily on KU Hillel and KU Chabad for kosher Passover food.
So you get a free lunch once a day. Even like outside of their scheduled meal times, you can come in and get something kosher for Passover, because I know my classes are throughout the entire time of kosher for Passover lunch, so I'll show up later.
While Lawrence grocery stores have limited options, both Hillel and Chabad have additional food. And no matter how a student observes, both Hillel and Chabad stay open to help students keep their traditions.
Everyone's different. Some people will celebrate for 7 days, some people will celebrate for 8 days. Some people will keep Passover at home and not out. Some people will keep it completely. Some people will look for the hechsher. Some people don't care. It really varies. And kind of what we tell students is whatever is meaningful for you, that's what's important.
Evan Gadd shared that her freshman year living on campus made it difficult to keep Passover. Now, living in an apartment, she finds it easier, but still relies on Hillel for some help. Additionally, Chabad and Hillel provide seders or a service on the first night of the holiday for students who cannot travel home to share that traditional meal with their families. For KUJH, I'm Jonah Khan.
Jonah, thank you. People celebrate the holiday in many different ways. For KU Junior Adina Thompson, that meant cleaning her entire apartment, buying brand new pots and pans, and switching to paper plates.
I spent a few days before cleaning up everything, like cleaning my dishes, putting them away, cleaning the counters and the microwave and the oven, making sure they're just all clean from crumbs and everything.
Passover ends Sunday night, and once it's over, those observing the holiday can enjoy as much bread as they like.
Easter means something different for everyone, whether it's just faith, family, or some fun egg hunting. Jenna Zur took to Jayhawk Boulevard to find out how students are spending their Easter this year.
Spring is in full blast here on KU's campus. From warm weather and the blooming flowers to the not so welcoming allergies, but along with the season's usual signs, many students are preparing for this upcoming Easter that's happening this Sunday. Let's see what students are doing.
Kate Faust.
I'm Elizabeth Brown.
Leon Pickert.
Addison Acosta.
Danny Colditz.
Quinn Gouch.
Beat Mizzou. Maybe go home for Easter. Yeah, that's about it.
Same thing, except Saturday we're playing. Sunday I'm gonna take the day off. Gonna go with my roommate's family to celebrate Easter with them, go to church.
I'm actually going to visit my family in Denver for over Easter because we're going to celebrate Easter together and go to Mass, probably go out for dinner, but it's also my baby cousin's baptism, so we get a little 2-in-1 this weekend.
I sing in a church choir at Corpus Christi Catholic Church, so that'll be the biggest thing, and I have to sing at 2 masses, so that's going to take up a large amount of time. And after that, you know, I'd like to go to brunch, but I don't have any plans yet.
I'm going home to spend time with my family and see my grandma.
I'm going to Nebraska to spend time with my grandparents. Sounds like some fun plans, and I hope that everyone has a wonderful holiday. Happy Easter. For KUJH, I'm Jenna Zaire.
Sounds like a ton of family time this weekend, and I hope everyone arrives back on campus safely. Happy Easter.
Coming up on KUJH Sports, a dollar will make you holla. We'll show you what's been drawing KU baseball fans into Hoagland Ballpark. And Lindsay is in the studio with an Olympic sports update. Stay with us.
National champions deserve a clean campus. Don't wait for other Jayhawks to pick up your mess. Keep the University of Kansas clean.
Welcome back to KUJH Sports. I'm Lindsay Ryan. As KU baseball continues to succeed this season, many fans and students have made their way to Hoagland Ballpark. Cooper Hannon explores further into what's drawing fans to the games.
KU baseball is 28-10 with a 14-3 home record. On Tuesday, they played Wichita State, winning 18-12 after a 4-game losing streak. This is what Coach Fitz had to say about that win heading into K-State this weekend.
Last night we looked like us, and I was proud of the bounce back.
Although winning and hard matchups are fun, I asked fans what's really bringing them out to baseball games this season.
The love of the Jayhawks, the love of the sport of baseball. It's really fun to support the kids playing, winning program and dominating the Big 12 and, the environment. It's a great ballpark.
They're killing it this year. They're having a great year.
Kansas baseball has had an historic season as a program. They've had 76 home runs this season, breaking a program record, became the 4th program to have 5 home runs in a row, and set a new park attendance record with 2,260 fans. And if the team's record wasn't enough to drive attendance, KU baseball has done 4 different dollar hot dog games to entice fans to show up and show out for the Hawks.
Obviously dollar dogs, that's such an amazing perk about KU baseball, and it's a beautiful evening, and I can't wait to watch the Jayhawks win.
Definitely to watch the hot dog race and then eat a dollar dog.
A dog an inning, and it definitely enticed. Dollar dogs will bring us out.
The hot dog race, another fan favorite, brings students to come cheer for another reason.
I always root for Mustard, so I'm excited to see Mustard pull through tonight.
It'll be a great day to be a Jayhawk.
It was a great day indeed. Overall, fans come out for a winning program. Speaking of, come out and support the Jayhawks tomorrow night as they start the Sunflower Showdown at 6 p.m. For more, I'm Cooper Hannon, KUJH Sports.
Thanks, Cooper. This weekend series should be a fun one with a sold-out crowd for all 3 games and the addition of extra seating. Looking at our other Kansas sports teams, today kicks off the 122nd Kansas Relays at Rock Chalk Park. Field events start this afternoon at 2 p.m. with the running events starting at 5. The relays will be taking place all weekend on the other side of town, so go on out and check out some of the best athletes in the Midwest. The softball team will take the mound at 4 p.m. today in Ames, Iowa, where they will continue Big 12 play against Iowa State. Kansas is coming off a big 8-0 win against Missouri State on Tuesday. The tennis team will open up their postseason in the Big 12 championships later today. With their win against Kansas State, they were given the 8th seed in the first round bye. They will face off against the winner of the Houston versus TCU match at 4 p.m. And finally, what a week for Kansas golf. The men's team brought home some hardware after finishing on top at their last regular season tournament, the Hawkeye Invitational. That win was with a 19-shot margin. Junior golfer Will King brought home some hardware of his own, claiming an individual title for the 2nd time in his collegiate career. KUJH reporter Lauren Ritchie is live from the Jayhawk Club with one of the team's golfers. Lauren, out to you.
Thanks, Lindsay. I'm here now with senior golfer Gunnar Broyne. Gunnar, first of all, congratulations on your 2nd place finish in last week's Hawkeye Invitational. I want to know what was working so well for you in that tournament.
Everything, basically. The wind was picked up the last day. I guess the team picked up the win as well, but I think our composure and just staying, emotionally even the whole way was the biggest thing. We never got too up or too down, so we just hung in there and battled really hard and ended up picking up the victory.
Yeah, in that same tournament, you guys got first as a team. How much momentum does that give you going into next week's Big 12 championship?
It's always nice to pick up a win late in the season. For some of these guys, including me, it's our first win, right? And I think every guy finished in the top 20 as well. So I think every guy can have a confidence boost, and I think we're really excited to go into postseason with some momentum, and it's always nice to pick up a win.
Yeah, of course. Well, congratulations on that win, and best of luck to you next week. The team will head down to Tulsa, Oklahoma for the Big 12 championships beginning next Tuesday. Live from the Jayhawk Club, I'm Lauren Ritchie, joined by senior golfer Gunnar Broin. Lindsay, back to you.
Thank you, Lauren. The women's team is currently playing in the Big 12 Championship in Hockley, Texas. It is day 3, and they currently sit in 10th place. Some great momentum for both golf teams right now. Stay tuned for all the results and more next week. Coming up on KUJH News, Easter weekend is just around the corner. Find out what to expect and how to prepare for storm season. We'll be back.
Would you know what to do if a tornado touched down while you were in a classroom? KUJH's Ashley Updike tells us what to do on campus when severe weather hits.
If you're new to Kansas or the Midwest, you may not have experienced a tornado warning before. It can be frightening to hear the sirens go off and not know what to do. I'm here to help you out before a tornado hits KU this spring.
It's important to plan where your storm shelter will be before the sirens are already going off. If you're at home, your shelter should be the lowest floor of your building away from windows. If you are unable to get to the lowest floor of your dorm or apartment building, go to an interior room such as a bathroom or closet.
If there is an active warning, we actually have an emergency management system in the community, and it will come over all of our intercoms in the buildings, and it will say that there's an active tornado warning.
It's important to stay informed with real-time information when severe weather is approaching the area.
It is always recommended to have multiple ways to get alerts, so I really recommend people sign up for the Douglas County Emergency Management System.
If you are walking on Jayhawk Boulevard, KU Emergency Management recommends going to the lowest levels of the libraries, Strong Hall, or Wesco if you hear tornado sirens going off.
The beautiful part about being on a college campus, we have a lot of old buildings that are constructed very, very well. So if you can get to the lowest level of any of those buildings away from windows, you are likely to be okay.
While there are no public storm shelters in Lawrence,
there is a FEMA-rated tornado shelter here on campus. It's in the pharmacy building over here on West Campus. In the event of a tornado warning, the locks actually disengage and you're actually able to enter that building, go to the basement, and that is the only one here on campus.
You can follow the KU Police Department's social media pages to stay up to date on severe weather in our area. For KUJH News, Ashley Updike.
Thanks, Ashley. To learn more about tornado safety protocols in Lawrence, visit the Douglas County Emergency Management website.
As we head into Easter weekend, many of you might be hitting the road or heading out of town. Let's take a look at what the weather has in store and how it could impact your travel plans. Sam is back one last time with a look at the forecast. Sam?
Yeah, thank you, Caleb. Just want to clarify, we are not expecting any severe weather here in Lawrence over the next few days, but if you are traveling to nearby states, you should pay attention to what the weather is going to be like. First of all, later today, we're expecting some severe weather in eastern Nebraska, western Iowa. The main risk area is in that orange level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk. The main hazards being hail up to baseball-sized, strong wind gusts, and an isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out from any storm that develops from around 4 to 7 p.m. in that enhanced risk area. Come tomorrow, that risk shifts down to our southeast, stretching all the way down from the Dallas area all the way up into the northern parts of Michigan. Then comes Saturday, really just shrinks down to the Texas through Arkansas and the southeast Missouri areas. And then come Easter Sunday, anywhere from Louisiana up to St. Louis area could see some severe weather. So if you're traveling to any of those regions over the next 4 days, please be weather aware. Caleb?
Thanks, Sam. Sounds like we might be in for some mixed conditions, so if you're traveling this weekend, be sure to plan ahead.
Well, that's all we have for you this morning. Check out KUJH on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram for exclusive content and keep up to date on the latest stories at KUJHnews.com. I'm Caden Baird.
And I'm Lily Schutzenhofer. KUJH News will be back next Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Have a good day.